Hey everyone, how's your Sunday going? Welcome back to another stream. Can't believe we've been doing this for 10 weeks, not counting the week that I was moving, but yeah, 10 streams in a row. It's been fun, and so welcome to another one. And this one also is going to be quite fun because we're going to continue adding some polish to the admin panel, to the doctor panel. We want to add an appointment log to the doctor's panel as well. So yeah, we are going to have some fun today. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend, a wonderful Sunday. We have some people in chat. Ridoane. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but hi, thank you for being here. Casbase, how you doing, my friend? How is your evening? It's morning over here, but good evening to you. Thank you for being here. Belaura, thank you for being here as well. Wow, so many people already. That's awesome. So yeah, let me show you what we have for. Hi, Khaled, how you doing? Let me show you what we have for today. So let me show you the agenda. We've done a lot since I've been keeping track of. So yeah, it's just all the things that we've been doing so far. We're still in the suggested features part, and I want to add a filter just to show you how a filter works on tables. So we're gonna do that today, specifically just in the admin panel, because that's the one that has multiple clinics in one table for the appointments. Actually, that's on the pets. We can do it in the appointments too. Just filter by clinic. Adding a few filters. Then I thought about adding some sort of error message. You know, when you're, for example, selecting an appointment and you select a date and maybe a clinic or maybe a doctor or something, you have those dependent selects. And when you don't have any options to select like a slot, you don't see anything. You just click on the drop down and you see no options. That can be a little confusing. So I thought maybe add like an error message to the user saying that the options that you selected did not return any results or something like that. So I want to do that as well today. And adding a few icons as well to the tabs in the navigation item for the appointment, so that the person that is logged in can see there are this many new appointments, and also on the slots and schedules to see which days have available slots. So a lot to do today. Let's see how much we can cover. In this live, we go into relation manager. Yes, we're going to have a relation manager. That's for the appointment log. Since when did you start programming? Like 4 years, 10 years? Oh, it's been a while. I know I don't look like it, hopefully, if you say I do. But I'm 42 years old, and I started programming on PHP specifically since I was 21. That's when I started university, and it wasn't taught in university, PHP specifically. And I can't believe they still do this until this day. But I started programming on Java and maybe Python, I think. But I started learning PHP on my own when I was in university. So that was almost 22, 21 years ago, something like that. Yeah. That's on PHP. Laravel I've been using for, could be going 10 years. I don't know if that's the exact number. What I do remember is that I started using Laravel when it was on version 4. You look 32 to me. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's very kind. If there is no choice on the selected day, it would be nice to get a tip when the next available possibility is. Maybe not the next available possibility, but just like a hint saying there is no appointments or not slots for this day. Please select a different day, because adding the next possibility is kind of complicated. Just so letting the user know that the selection that they made didn't yield any results. I think that should be enough. You look much younger. Thank you, everyone. I know you're live. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. All right, enough of me. Let's get going. I think I'm going to start with the error message. Something simple, just to warm up. Okay, how do we do this? Where do we have it first? I'm logged in currently on the admin panel, so probably on appointments. So for example, if we are creating a new appointment and we select a clinic and a date that doesn't have any doctors available, yeah, this is where I would like to, as soon as I select a date, I should be able to have like a hint or an error message below the doctor saying that you don't have any doctors available, just for some visual help to the user. And let's see. I think we can achieve that. Maybe a hint that is conditionally visible. Let's see. First of all, let's open the appointment resource on the appointment on the admin panel. And this is the select for the doctor ID, which is using the options hidden, live, after, state updated. Let's see if we can have helper text. I think is the method, but let me go ahead and check the documentation first. I don't want to be guessing. Oh, and let's send a tweet. We're live. Yep. Filament. Let's see. We want the form builder. No, table builder. No, form builder. That's right. And let's try to select. Searching options. Actually, let's do this. This is quicker. Helper text below the entry. There you go. No, but this is for, well, this is for the what is it called? The info list builder, but this should be available to the form as well. Let's try it. Let's just use helper text, display something right away, and see if it works. So helper text, and let's say, oh, there's a comment here. Hello world. Save that. No, not quite. Well, yeah, I still have to select the clinic and the date just to see the field. Yeah, there it is. Now, I do want to show that in red, not so much in gray, so that it's more visible. And I think helper text does accept HTMLable right here. So I think we can use, I think Laravel has a helper class or a helper facade for this. Let's see. HTML. HTML string. Yeah, HTML string. Wrap this around parentheses, and then I can just put in some HTML tags here, like maybe a span, and then close it over here. Let's make this class text red, maybe 500. Didn't work. Did I not import the class? Yeah, I didn't import the class as it is my thing. Well, hold on. HTML string. This is probably a facade. Let me see how to use this real quick. Laravel documentation, docs. Zoom in a little bit. HTML string. Really? This is how you do it? To HTML? No, that's not what I'm looking for. The str2 HTML3 converts the string instance to an instance of. Yeah, but I need this instead, not the helper, to transform the string. What do I have to do? str off and then to HTML string like that. Probably have to import this, don't I? Come on. Okay, let's go back. And apparently I can't just use maybe illuminate support str. Yeah, there it is. Okay, that worked. Let's see. Select a clinic, then a date, and it's not doing the class. Probably it's just removing the tags. Or maybe just the text, the class text is not there. Yeah, probably the CSS class is not compiled, so I think I should start a Vite dev server. I'm gonna do this here. So I started using Bun, which is pretty much the same thing as npm except faster. What? V command. Have I not? Okay. Apparently I haven't even installed any dependencies from for the client side dependency. So okay, that should work. Run dev. Okay. I hope this doesn't break anything. Okay, it didn't. Now let's check on that text. Still not giving me the class. Oh, here it was. All you have to do is go down a couple of lines, and then you have what you need. Here, you just create a new. Hi, Radu. How you doing, my friend? Just create a new HTML string class like this. So I was in the right track. We can remove this import from here. So but it's still gray. Why is it still gray? I mean, it's text red 500. Let's try something else. So you see that there are some required fields here. If I click create, okay, yeah, whatever. Test. I'm trying to get the error. There you go. This is the class that I need. So if I inspect this, text danger. Okay. So I need it. I need to the class that I need is text danger. And if I'm not mistaken, it was 600. Not 600 is too much. 500 doesn't exist. No, it is text danger 600, but I need the dark version of it, text danger 400. So I need those two. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy these two classes from here. And I'm going to go back to VS Code. The Tailwind CSS, the Tailwind classes have not been rendered from the PHP end, so you should publish the layout first. Then you have to write the class that you will be using. I wouldn't recommend publishing the layouts just because if I do that, whenever there is a new release, there could be some fixes that will not apply to the views that I just created. So I have to remember, if you publish your layouts, you always have to remember to republish them every time you do Composer update, just for that factor. Sorry, but no, all I need is the right classes as of now. Text danger 600, and I should probably do this text SM just to be consistent with the rest. Radu, I am struggling with some API calls. We can talk about it in the Discord server. If you have some problems, just go ahead. The link is pinned at the top. So if you're not in the Discord server, you can join and post your problems in the technical section so that we can give you some more support. Sedar Mohammed, hi, how you doing, my friend? I hope you're having a great day. So this is done. Let's see it in the browser. Clinic, date. There you go. That's what I wanted to see. And now that we have that, we have to work on showing it only when there are no options available in the doctor select dropdown. So that part is easy. So let's see. Let's do this. Instead of just displaying it like this, every function that you use in Filament can also be a callback function. So let's use function. And on every function, you can import all of the helper variables like get, set, the record, that'll be the model. And also you can import the actual select component. In this case is form components select, and this will be the component. Just to make it shorter, by the way, you don't have to type hint the variable for it to work. All of the things that you can inject in helper functions on Filament, they work with the variable name. Component, it's gonna know that is the select component that we're working with. If you want to inject the model, you just have to use the variable record, and so it also works with state, so you don't have to type hinted per se. In this case, I'm not going to. So here I have to return the helper text. This is actually, you can define the expected return, but I'm going to leave it open like this. So if, let's say, if component get options and this get options will return an array. So let's just say if none component get options, return this. Otherwise, I'm just going to return an empty string. Ooh. Like so. Let's see if that works. It does work. Now let's see if it works, if it doesn't show up when there are actually doctors. So I think we have one for Monday, and it goes away because now we have a doctor in the dropdown. Okay, so that works. Now we just have to rephrase this string. Let me move it to its own line so that we can see it better. No doctors available. Please select a different clinic or date. Okay, I like that. That should prompt me to go and change either the clinic or the date and make a different selection so that I have a doctor. And at least it's not just an empty select, which would barely visible line there. Now at least I have some kind of visual indication that I have to change something. And maybe we should add this also to the doctor's panel. Yeah, let's do that. By the way, this column is not needed because I already tested this, and you're only going to see the appointments for the clinic that you're currently in. So this column, it's not relevant. So I'm going to remove that and then add the text message, the error text. Head down to the table and remove this column. Now I'm going to copy this helper text and in this case we don't have a doctor drop down. What we have is a date picker and then a slot, but then the helper text should be in the slot ID because that's the one that is not going to show any options based on the current clinic and the current doctor. So let's add it here. In this case, the error should be no slots available. Please select a different date. For context, you can add the clinic name to the heading header. Yes, you can. But you already have it here in the multi-tenancy dropdown. For more clarity, you could add it here too, but I feel like it's going to be the header and this section they're too close together, so in my opinion would be a little repetitive visually. So I'm happy with the clinic name in this dropdown here. So thank you. That's a good option. Make another mess. All right. Let's see. So I go into new appointment. Let's select a date that doesn't have any doctors, and I have to import the HTML string class. No slots available. Please select a different date. And there you go. But is there a hook or something? There should be a hook, yes. Let's find one actually. Hook, render hooks. So these are all the render hooks that you have. These ones are for the authentication page, the registration page, and then you have body and start and end, content, start and end, which are within the main. I think this is where we probably if you were to use, or if you wanted to put the clinic name somewhere, I would suggest the content start. Then you have one for footer. This one's for the global search. This is for the head. Head or head? Head. Okay, yeah. These two are very useful when you want to insert maybe a custom JavaScript code block, and you need that to be in the head section of your page. This is the render hook that you would want to use. The head end or head start. You also have one for the page, for widgets, and everything else. So yeah, there's one for the top bar as well. Another one for the tenant menu. And the user menu profile. So you have a bunch of render hooks that you can play around and use for injecting whatever it is you want to inject. So yeah, this is all you need to do is go into the documentation, and I would highly recommend that whenever you're using the documentation, just use the Control K in Windows or Command K in Mac to get this menu and just type in whatever you're looking for. That's what I do, and it's always super fast to find the thing that I'm interested in without having to go and read the entire thing. That also applies for the Laravel documentation, Tailwind CSS documentation. Those are the three places that I mainly use. I think the Alpine documentation has one as well. Let's see. Let's go back here real quick. So we have this for the appointments. I think I also want to have one for I don't know if I want one for the pets though. Maybe we do. Just in case there are no, well, that'll be a very extreme case, but if we don't have any pet available for the clinic, I should be able to have like a permanent error message here. Fun fact, with Filament Spotlight you can get, yeah, good point. I mean, I've been meaning to play around with that because that is something I really want to implement on my own pages. So probably maybe a video in next week. Yeah, I'm going to make a video about the global search. By the way, is Spotlight, is that a free plugin? Let me find out. It is free. Yay! Spotlight. That is very interesting. And you have one for version 2 and version 3. Yeah, I think I'm going to make a video just for this feature. So keep an eye on that. If you haven't, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out. And if you haven't done so already, please go back down there and just hit the like button. It really helps out. So I'm gonna go up here and, well, problem is that this is a relationship. Will it work with a relationship? Well, let's do this. So maybe I can do helper text again with a function. Let's use a shorthand function this time, fn, then inject the record in this case. this case, the record is going to be the... Is this the appointment? No. One second. I'm curious to see what record do I have when I do this. So if I do DD record, what do I get? An appointment resource. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm actually getting null with record. State. Is going to be null. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm realizing. But I'm thinking that probably what I could do is just use the model class and check the existence of a relationship. So I don't need anything here, really. So pet where has not pet, appointment or clinic. Clinic should be clinic. So let's do filament get tenant. That should give me the clinic, and the clinic should have a pets relationship. Where has pets? In fact, let's try out that in, I can quick out of this. PHP artisan tinker, and let's do clinic. Find probably one. What do I get? Yeah. So if I do that and then I do where has pets, that's gonna give me the clinic. So it's not really pets, it's not where has, it's just pets. Without the parentheses. So that'll give me a collection. Now, in the eventuality that the collection is empty, then I show the error message. Where am I? Here. So I do get tenant, that'll give me the clinic, and then I do pets. And on that collection, I can say there is a method to check if it's empty. Let me double check. Yeah, is empty. That will return true if the collection is empty. So in that case, I can, let me move this to its own line and bring in the new HTML string. Hello, Dajit. I was wondering when you were going to show up. How are you doing, man? How's your weekend going? Doing anything fun today? think that'll work. So I get the tenant, and on that tenant, which is the clinic, I call pets, which should return a collection. But if that collection is empty, then I return an error message saying that there are no pets available for this clinic. Let's give that a try. I apologize for the white. So since I do have a pet here, there's no problem. Let's just go into pets and sorry, Whiskers. Have you noticed that Whiskers is the only pet that we always delete? I feel bad about that. So if I go to appointments now, and because we have a cascade on delete, and the only appointment we had here was for Whiskers, then now there are no appointments. I'm glad to have you to see that that's still working out. And now we have a message saying no pets available for this clinic. Let's bring Whiskers back. Poor kid. All right. So we have an error message for the appointments. Do we need something else for the appointment? We have one for pets, for dog, for the slots. How about schedules? Do we need something on schedules? I don't think so. If I create a new schedule, I can select date. No, I think we're good. Okay, let's move on to the icons on this side for appointments. For context, what I want to do is show a little indicator here counting the number of created appointments that have not been confirmed yet. So if, for example, I go into here and create a new appointment, let's say for Monday, no slots for Monday, that's Tuesday. So this appointment is created. In this case, there should be a 1 next to appointments, which should go away as soon as I confirm the appointment. Just so that whenever a doctor is logged in, they can see you have new appointments. I should go in and check them out. So I believe there is a section for that in documentation. And that is in panel builder, yes. Navigation. Adding a badge to a navigation item. There you go. So to add a badge next to the navigation item, you can use the get navigation badge method and return the content of the badge. Where does this go? Is this in the resource? I believe it is. I'm going to copy this and go back to VS Code. And we are in the doctor's appointment resource. It's added all the way down here. So public static function get navigation badge, and so this get model will give me the appointment model. I do want to do a count, but not on that. Instead of doing a whole query here, I should have a local scope that returns only the new appointments, the one with the created status. So let's do something like created, get, or just count actually. So we need to create this created scope. Let's open the appointment model and let's add it down here. Public function get created. This is going to take a builder. And it's also going to return a builder. I think. Let me double check. Query scopes, eloquent ORM. Not global, anonymous, no. Removing local scopes. It's not get, it's scope, first of all. And it returns void. So I was thinking about something else. So this returns void, and instead of get, we prefix this with scope. Like so. So here now I just use query. You said you want to scope, but you are already halfway through an accessor. Oh yeah, I wasn't trying to create an accessor. I was just, yeah. Good. You got it. So query where status. Is it status? It is status, right? Yeah, status. Where status, and here I can use the enum class. Appointment status created. Let's give that a try real quick. So first of all, appointment, all. So I have 2 appointments. Only one of those should be, yeah, this one's created, this one's created. So that's not gonna really work. Let's modify one of those. Let's say ID 2. Ooh, not like that. This is status equals confirmed, and then save it. So now I have 1 created, 1 confirmed, and if I use appointment created get. Huh. Too few arguments for model created. Really? Am I overriding a function that is already reserved? I probably am, because this, yeah, I think I chose a bad naming convention for that method. Let me fix that real quick. So it should be, how do we do this? Yeah, I just realized that. Thank you. So created status, just to test something. Okay, that one worked. This will give me only one appointment, which is created. Upcoming? How about new? Let's try new. I really hope that's not a method from Laravel. There are a lot of dogs barking around, by the way. If they come into the mic, I apologize. It's the neighbor's dog. Okay, new works. So let's use new. So scope new, that'll give me all the new appointments. So I have to go back here and instead of created, use new. And that'll give me the count of new appointments. Well, they fit into the pet clinic theme. Yeah. Let's see if this works. So if I do that and I go back to the browser and refresh, I do have one. I hope that this is not the one I updated. If it is, okay, cool. There it is. There's one appointment that is created. I do want to modify the color. What do you guys think? Maybe I should make it the same color as the status. So that'll be warning color. See how it looks. I think there was a section to modify the color of that. Get navigation badge color. Copy that, paste it here. And in this case, if there is just one, since there is going to be just the same color, I'm going to use warning for the color and see how that looks. I don't know if I like it though. Kind of like it better when it was the same color. I think the blue and the orange in the same vicinity kind of clash a little bit. I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe it's just me. I do like it that it does stands out. but I'm not happy with the color combination. But even though this is the same color combination here, so I'm already combining a lot of colors. So I think it's all right. I'll leave it like that. So okay, we have the icon here. I think the other icon I wanted to add was in schedules. Remind me to add this to the admin panel as well, this icon. So I do want to have icons here when, for example, I can't tell which day has slots, which day has don't have any. For example, Monday there is one, but I couldn't tell. I would have to click on each and every one in order to see them. So I do want to have one icon on top or next to it. I don't know where it shows up, to let me know how many slots are there for each day. So I think that's in. Let's look for tabs. Tab filters. Adding an icon to the filter tab. No, adding a badge. So you can add badges to the tabs by passing a string into the badge method. There you go. I'm gonna copy this and where was that? In the schedule resource, right? Not the schedule resource. It was in the schedule list schedule resource. So this is the schedule. This is the schedule resource class, and then in the folder we have the list schedules, and this is where the tabs are. And this is deprecated. Huh. Use filament. So I'm using filament resources pages list records tab, which is deprecated. Now we have to use filament resources components tab. Okay. Filament resources components tab. Okay, that'll fix it. And then for each tab, we are going to have a badge. And we need to have a count. So this will be, hold on. This will be slot, right? No, schedule. Schedule. Slots. Count. There is no static method slots. Right, because I can't. I need an instance of. Can I call this in a function? Yes. So let's use fn I hope I can get the record here. That's a bad arrow, not a single arrow. There you go. Right. Let me try this, and if it doesn't work, I'll try the there is no record in list because it is a okay, right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that it's not complaining about that. So let's try it. I do want to add this. Let's add it to, what was it? Monday. I know Monday has at least one schedule in this case. So let's try adding it. Let's try adding it to Monday. Save that and let's see if it works. It doesn't. Yeah, the builder doesn't have a slots method. So I guess I have to just do the query, get the count or get the record, and then do slots count. Which I'm not happy about it, but let's give it a try. Because right here, when I'm doing modify query using, I'm doing. I don't know if I like that though. Let's just try. Let's try if it works. Query. So I have to do basically this thing again. So I have the schedule, query where day of the week is equal to Sunday, in this case. And then on that, I get the slots and then the count. I'm not sure if I have to do get or find here. Maybe I don't have to do it on slots, just to do count. Kinda. At least I have a badge. Problem is it's giving me 0. Then you can use carbon to get the current week period and reach. So use carbon to get the current week period, and then for each of the days generate the tags. Yeah, that could work. Hold on, let me try just using slots here. Oops. Yeah. Get, find, first. No. Why is it giving me 0 on count? Oh, thank you. Right. So this actually works. Sorry. Yeah, now that works. I was adding the same check for Sunday on Monday, and that's why it's giving me 0. Thank you, Will. You're genius. Yeah, there has to be a better way to do this. I'm probably going to rework this code later on, because yeah, it's kind of messy right now. It works, but it's messy. So I'm gonna leave it as is for now, and then I'm going to rework later. So this is for Tuesday. And then another one for Wednesday. Thursday. Friday. And lastly, Saturday. I don't like that they are all showing. Can I hide them conditionally? Probably just a minor thing, and I'm currently not sure how Filament catch queries, but that's 14. No, yeah, I am painfully aware of that. Yes, that's why I don't like it very much. Like I said, this is a very good candidate for rework. You can have a ternary and check if the count is null and then don't show it. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was just checking the signature of the batch model, batch function. It expects a string, an int, a float, or null. So I guess if null, it's not going to show anything. Let's see. What if I do, let's go and do it on Monday first. Yeah, that works. So just use a shorthand ternary do question mark and colon. That means as a shorthand way of doing the ternary operation. Copy that. Yeah, that's better. I'm gonna make a note to rework this code because yeah, that's like 14 queries at once. I should install the debug bar just to make sure that queries are not out of control, and that's something I should do again maybe next week. So let me add a note, rework app filter code. Just to make the point across. All right, but for now, I'm gonna leave it like that. I know it works. It's not pretty, but it works. So I want to move quickly to something else. So I don't have the filter yet. I do have the error message. I have an icon here. I have an icon here, or the error message as well, or kind of the same thing as the first one. I think we can move on to relation managers now. I do want to add a log for the appointment, so we'll leave the filters for last if we have time. Ugh, that's ugly. So yeah, the idea here is that in appointments, losing my voice. So this is the idea. I want to have a log so that the doctor can go in and create records or add comments to the appointment, and that'll be like a history of things that happened on that appointment. My idea is to have like a custom action here, like view, something like that. And that custom action I want to try out first having like a drawer section, like a drawer model that is going to show appear from the side on the right side, and have like a few details of the appointment, maybe the pet, the picture, the date, or something like that. And then below that have a relation manager where you have a list of all of the log entries for that appointment, and the doctor can go in and create new ones. I do anticipate a problem here because I don't want the log entries to be filtered by clinic. Meaning that if I'm a doctor on this clinic, I should be able to see the logs for other doctors. Not being able to edit them or delete them, but I should be able to see if someone else worked on this appointment or anything else. But that conflicts with the global scope that I have, where I can only see my appointments. So I think that's not going to work. Because right now, if I'm in the doctor panel and I'm in the appointments resource, I can only see appointments for the current logged in doctor. So it wouldn't make sense to be able to see logs for other doctors, because other doctors cannot see my appointments. And it just started raining. I apologize if there is noise. You could always override any given global scope though. Yes, you're right. But then again, the idea is that I'm only going to see the currently logged in doctor can only see his or her appointment. So I guess the log should only apply to the doctor that is looking at the appointment. And that all falls within the design that this is shaping up to be. Obviously, design requirements can change over time, but as of now, the doctor can only see his appointments or her appointments, and then the log will only apply to the current doctor. So then again, this is not I don't intend this to be a commercial thing. It's more of a teaching project. So what I want to teach right now is relation managers. So it doesn't matter if the log is also scoped to the clinic and to the doctor. I just want to show you how to create a relation manager on a result. So let's do that. First thing we're going to need is a table. Let's think about what the table would be. So it's going to be a table, and I don't want it to be too complicated. I just want to have like a text field for an entry, and that's it. And that's going to be related to the appointment record. So let's do PHP artisan make migration, create logs table. Logs is a little vague though. Yeah, that's basically it. It's just a notes section. Notes, actually, it's a good name for it. How about that? Appointment notes table. And that table is going to have just maybe 2 columns. One for the relation, for the foreign key, and one for the actual note. Yeah, I like that. We can change it later if we don't like it. Let's say table 494. How about we make it Jesus, polymorph? Then we could add notes to a pet or to a doctor. That is a good idea. I've never used polymorph relations though. How do they work? Polymorphic relationship allows the child model to belong to more than one type of model using a single association. Should be a one-to-many though. Sorry. A one-to-many polymorphic relation is similar to a typical one-to-many relation. However, the child model can belong to more than one type of model using a single association. For example, imagine users of your application can comment on posts and videos, or in our case, imagine comments that can be added to pets and appointments. Clifford, how are you doing? Howdy, been keeping an eye on the stream. Hope all good and well. Everything is good, everything is well, and everything is better now that you're here. Haven't seen you in a while, by the way. How's your weekend going? Anything fun planned for the rest of the day? So we have, let's say we have pets and appointments. We have comments, we have the ID, we have the text, and this will be notes. We have ID, we have text. Commentable ID and commentable type. That's interesting. Now, is this commentable related to the name of the table? So if I have a table called notes, is this going to be notable ID and notable type? He has been busy with work and stuff. Okay, enjoy your dinner, by the way. So let's actually make a note. Copy this. I like to visualize it better. So we have, in this case, will be pets. ID, name. I don't need body. Come on. There. And then we have videos. Videos, not videos. This will be appointments. Appointment ID. Let's just leave it on ID. Now this will be notes. Let's just leave it at note body, and then notable. This will be notable. And notable type. All right. So that's basically the structure. We have pets, we can delete this. We have pets, we have appointments, and we have notes. All right. Let's keep reading. I'm learning stuff here. So the model structure. Next, let's examine the model definition needed to build this relationship. So this is notes. We need a public function notable that returns morph to. get the parent commentable or notable model, pet or appointment. Now we need only notes as notable. So this is notes. This will be pets, which is a model. Pet then needs a relationship. Notes that morph any, that returns morph any. Note class as notable. That is very interesting. Let's do that. Let's do it. So let's finish with the migration. So I don't need a foreign ID for. All I need is, according to my own notes, if I can find them, I just need an integer. Sorry. Notable ID. And then a string for the notable type. Right, yeah, not appointment notes, just notes. Thank you. You're driving this thing. Thank you, Will. So notable ID, I love it that I can learn something new while teaching you guys something. This is amazing. So table, string, notable type. Oh, thank you. So table morphs notable. That's awesome. So that will create the ID and the type columns. I do need the string. No, actually, let's make it text for the node body, like so. So we have the table, the node body, and we have the morphs relationship that will create a notable ID and notable type and timestamps. All right, let's run that. Cool. Now we need the model. I should have done the model and the migration together, but anyway, PHP artisan make model note. So let's close this. Let's start with the note first. And according to the documentation, we need a commentable, which in our case is notable. So get the parent notable model, which is either pet or appointment. I need to import morph2, and then this just returns morph2, which is magical to me. Now we need to go to the, let's start with the pets model. That needs get all of the notes. Let's put it here. Get all of the pets notes. Need a morph any class imported, and then this returns this morph any note class as notable. Should do the same thing in appointments. Import morph any, and this basically returns all of the appointments notes. That's awesome. I'm curious to see how is Filament going to handle this polymorphic relationship in a relation manager. Okay, so that's all we need to do, right? Retrieving the relation. Once your database table and models are defined, you may access the relationship via your model's dynamic relationship properties. For example, to access all of the comments, to access all of the nodes for a pet, you can use the notable dynamic property. All right. Is still comments? Really? Ah, thank you. Thank you. All right. So in this case, if I wanted the pet nodes, I just call pet nodes as node. You may also retrieve the parent of a polymorphic child model by accessing the name of the method that performs the call to morph to. In this case, that is the notable method on the nodes model. So I get one node. Oh, nice. So in this case, the result of calling nodes notable will be whatever model owns that node. So it could be a pet or an appointment. That's nice. Code Fisher, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm learning as much as you guys. I'm actually learning something new live. I've never done this before. So, okay. If that is the case, Filament should automatically figure out the relationship because it basically has the same signature call when returning the related models. Yeah, you gotta love it, man. It's so easy to learn. I mean, even though I haven't done this in ever, just reading out the documentation and having you guys on stream helping me out, it's just, you can do it instantly. And the most important thing is you don't have to think, can I do it in Filament or do I have to do it in Laravel? Because I've seen that question pop up in the Discord server and in comments where you want to do something in Filament, but you try to wrap your head around to trying to do it in Filament, when in reality all you have to do is how can I do this in Laravel, and then Filament comes second. Like, how do I do it in Laravel? How do I have a polymorphic relationship in Laravel? And then you move in one level above and try to have that work with Filament, because it's not a replacement, it's just a complement. So now that my models and relationships are ready, now I can go in and add a relation manager to the appointment and see if I can display that not in a separate page, but in a drawer. Let's see. Let's first work with, we are in panel builder, managing relationships. Is that the section? Yes. Relation manager, interactive tables underneath your resource forms. See, they are compatible. This is already compatible with any of the relationships that Laravel has, including morph many, which is what we're using. Can I have those in a model? I don't see anything about it. Let's see. Choose from existing records or create a new one using a select. No, I don't want that. Repeaters. Don't need that either. Layout, form components, saving fields and single relationships, creating a relation manager. Let's try this first. I personally would just have them in the nodes relation manager, which is essentially designed for. Yeah, you're right. You're totally right. Let's just create a relation manager. So PHP, just paste it. So PHP Artisan make Filament Relation Manager, and this was going to be, where do we want it first? Let's add it to the appointment resource. Doctor's appointment resource. What is the structure of this? Filament resources. Doctor, sorry, add filament doctor resources. Appointment resource. Is it going to ask me where? This is probably going to ask me what panel I'm using. So let's try this. This is appointment resource. And notes body. So this is the resource, this is the relationship, and this is the field in that relationship we are going to use to display that relation manager, and we can modify that later. Okay, so yeah, I want this in the doctor for now. So now we have in appointment resource, we have a relation managers folder, and this is the notes relation manager. It's not, jeez, sorry about that. So let's just move this relation managers folder. Nah, let's delete it. Do it again. Appointment. Body is not unique enough. You need ID. Okay. Put in the doctor. All right, now I went to the right place. I can delete this folder. It was created by mistake. Now in appointment resource, we have relation managers, notes relation manager. We have a form. We don't need it for the ID, just for the note. Sorry, for the body. I don't think I need a max length. And then the table. Let's have the note, sorry, the body of the note. And let's also have the date of the creation. No filters. We have a create action, delete action, an edit action, and then a bulk action. So technically, with just that, if I'm not mistaken, we should be able to see that relation manager below the form when we edit a record. Let's try it. Not yet, because we have to register the relation manager, and I'm pretty sure you're already typing it. You have to register the relationship in the resource class. So we have to go back to appointment resource. Aha, told you. Beat you to it. I could hear you typing it as I was saying it. So yeah, let's go to the doctor's appointment resource. And there is a relation, get relations array. And here we pass the, how do we call it? notes relation. Relation manager class. There it is. Do I want it all the way at the bottom though? I think I would like it on a separate tab. What do you guys think? All we need to do is use the has combined relation manager tabs with content. Is that in the probably maybe here? If it's not here, it's in the edit page. Yeah, it's on the edit or view page. Just read the documentation. All that. That's all you have to do. So it's not here. Below makes sense to me since you can look over the appointment well as the notes at the same time, as opposed to switching tabs. Yeah, that's true. I guess what I could do instead is I could redesign the layout of the form so that it's not as long as it is. So maybe have these two on the same column, so move this over to the same line as date. Let's try that. The one thing that I don't like having it on the same page, I know it's, or if I zoom out, for example, I can see the notes there. But if I'm zoomed in, then the notes relationship falls below the fold. So I have to scroll down. That's the thing I don't like. But if I redesign the this layout, then maybe I can make this form smaller and then I can see the notes better. So let's go to the form real quick and let's make it 2 columns. If I do that, nothing happens. Is it because I have a section? Yeah, I have a section. Okay. Let's remove the section though. I started using that section because I thought that that's how you can get everything in one single line. But I then I learned that you can use the columns property. So I guess what I'm going to do is just not use a section. Make everything 2 columns and then work from there. Or make the section collapsible. But then again, trying to think. That would be good for collapsing the content and having the notes more visible, but then again that defeats the purpose of having the notes and the form and the appointment details in the same page. So you would have to trade off looking at the appointment details to see the notes. So I don't think I like that idea. Let's try the columns. Looking a little better. I do want date and slot on the same, so pet can go. Pet can. Let's make the pet ID to span 2 columns. Actually, let's make column span 4. So that one takes the whole row. Date and slot can stay on the same. And maybe description and status too. I don't hate it. I don't hate those two on the same line. And now we can see the nodes clearly. So yeah, I think I like it that way. Now, can we create a node? Let's try it out. New node. I don't like this design. I kind of want this to be a text area, or maybe an how's it called? An editor. This is a test. No. Let's just try it out and then play around with the input field. Works automatically. Love it. Could probably use card to get back to the background you had. Since it's a text, you could use a rich editor. Yeah. I'm going to leave it without the background because I've seen that that's more of a. I mean, it doesn't look bad. Let's actually try it out on light mode. Please close your eyes if you don't want to be blinded. 3, 2, 1. I mean, it's not bad. You can clearly differentiate the slots and the inputs and everything else. I think I like it that way. Okay, that's way too bright. Okay, better. I'm gonna leave it without it. The only reason I started using cards on version 2 and then sections on version 3 was so that I didn't have to have the inputs next to each other, because by default I think the form has 2 columns. In fact, let me try and prove it. I don't need 2 columns because 2 columns is the default layout. Yeah, so by default every form that you create has a 2-column layout, and I didn't like that. I didn't know that I can just set columns to 1 on the form directly to have everything in one line, or use column span full to expand the input to a full width. I didn't know that, so that's why I used to that's why I started using sections. So yeah, I'm going to stop using sections, and I'm probably going to carry that out to the rest of the forms and just design them in a way that they look nice in screen, but they are tight together, so that there is more smart use or efficient use of the space in the screen. Let's add a rich text editor for the node. And let's go to the relation manager, nodes relation manager. I'm curious about one thing before I do that. I want to see how does it look on the database. Really? Oh, interesting. The notable type just assumes the class name of the owner. That's so cool. And Laravel just figures that out on its own when using the class. Yeah, models. Thank you. That is so cool. All right. Uh, it is so awesome that even though, as I said before, I've been using Laravel for 7+ years, and to this day, I'm still amazed for about it. Like I'm still finding new things. That is fascinating. Nodes relation manager. Head to the form, and instead of text input, do we have a rich editor? Yes, we do. Out of the box. How does it work? Beautiful. That's so great. I do want it full length though. It's a little too small. So let's fix that. Save changes. Oh, I don't like that. Ugh. We have to fix that so that it shows the HTML. Okay, one thing at a time. This, as I said before, forms are by default 2 columns, so I need to tell this to be full span column. Sorry, column. Not here. Field. Column span full. Now, how do we show HTML on a column? And in fact, if we're going to show that, I don't want it to be just a table, probably. So maybe let's change the table layout to was it a split or a stack? I think it's a split. We go to the table builder. Strip tags there and limit the content for 250. For example, if you allow HTML in there, your table would look kind of weird, in my opinion. Yeah, that's true. But I can probably just show some of the content in HTML format, I'm guessing. But yeah, still truncate that to 250 characters. But I do kind of want to show some of the style, if I can do that. So I'm going to, first of all, change the table layout so that it's not a table, but it looks like this. Hold on. So it looks like this. It will stack nicely on mobile, and so I can have maybe the date of the creation on top of the actual comment. So date created, and then below it the note truncated to 250 characters, but it will extend to the full width of the table. The one doctor likes to add their notes in font size 50 in. Yeah, I see your point. Hmm. Yeah, you're right. Let's just strip the tags. Still, I'm going to use the split. Here. What's it doing? So tables, columns, split, layout split, make. And that'll take an array, and that'll be the actual columns. So I can put the date on top. And this probably needs a stack. So tables. I totally forgot how to write. Tables, columns, layout, stack, make. So this is what I'm doing. A split basically turns your table into a nice div based layout, so that the table extends, the row extends to the full width, and the columns will stack on top of each other on mobile. But I'm using a stack so that I can, on one column, stack the contents of the date of the created add column and the body, so they too stack on top of each other. That's the idea. I hope it works. So strip tags. That's a PHP method. So I probably have to use. I apologize for the noise. Modify state before using, or update state before using. What was it? No, just call. No, not description. Description. Yeah, I thought so too. Where am I? There you go. Format state user. And this can use a shorthand function. Let's bring in the state. And then return strip tags state. And I'm pretty sure that this will be there has to be a truncate function for the table column. Displaying the description, limiting text length. Where is it? Limit. I deleted. Jesus. Relation manager. Okay, looks better. See, there is the date, and then below it there is the text. And if I switch to mobile, it looks good. I do want to highlight the date a little better, and I probably should separate those two. I think there is an option to do that. Layout. Stacking within a split. Hiding the stack on mobile. No. I'm sure there is another thing. Row false. No. Okay, here it is. The space method. By default, stack content has no vertical padding between columns. To add some, you may use the space method, which accepts either 1, 2, or 3, corresponding to Tailwind's space scale. So if I come here to the table in the relation manager and look for the stack, and on the stack I can use space, let's say 1. May I add a suggestion? Of course, you've been practically driving the stream, and I love it. Thank you so much, because thanks to you I've done something new today, and I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for your suggestion. So highly appreciate it, and of course suggest a way. You could use description to display the date. That way it won't be that prominent, and also you wouldn't need to use a split that way. Okay, so that's on the text column, right? Displaying a description. So this text column, this will be the date, right? To make the date more prominent. And the description will be the body. Let's do that. Now, just to show you for comparison, this is the code to do what I was doing. So space 1, and then I go back to the table. There's little spaced out, but then again, I would have to then add custom attributes to the column, to the date column, so that it will be more standing. It'll stand out more. But now let's try out. I thought the other way around, the description on the body. So the description, oh, let's try both ways. I mean, let's do both. So instead of using a split, I'm gonna grab all this, copy it, paste it up here, and then comment out everything here. So what you're saying is, instead of creating add, just use, don't use the stack, by the way. Let's just delete everything. Yeah, I get what you're saying. You're right. So make body, format state using limit, and then description. In the description, takes in the record. Okay. Even though you don't have to type hint it, I do want to type hint it, or I actually type hint it most of the time just for clarity, so that people can see the code, and even myself can see the code later and say, record. What is record? Record is actually an appointment model. And then I can say record created at. Oh, it's taking a note. Sorry. I think in version 3 you can also change the injected name for type hinted variables, aka appointment, but don't quote me on that. I don't think you can, and I would recommend that if you haven't watched it, and if you can, watch the Latacast course given by I always forget the name. Harin, last name Harin. The creator of Filament, basically. He has a series in Latacast where he goes and does everything that Filament does in version 3. He goes and does it, shows you how it works behind the scenes. And basically, Dan, thank you. So he explains that the type hinting or the injection for everything, it's based on variable names. At least the way he explains it. Or that's how I understand it. So that's how some functions have extra injection methods or extra injected parameters that others don't. And basically it's all done via the variable name. Again, maybe I misunderstand it, and there is another version that you can use where you can use type hinting, but I've tried type hinting before, and I type hinted the state as a model, and it didn't work because he was trying to make the state variable as a string or something like that. So I think it works based on the variable name. And I have to format this. Dan Harry. You could just try and see if it throws an error. Yeah, we could always try. That's better. Yeah, let's try it. Note record. See? I'm trying to create a note model based on the type hint, but he's giving me a string as a state because the state is the state of the node, or the state value of that column, which is a string, which is the node body actually. But that is what the Filament is giving me, but I'm telling him, no, I'm expecting a node model. But it's not working because, again, type hinting is not required, is based on the name of the variable. You mean note like this? You're onto something. You're right. That works. So if the variable name that you are injecting does not fall within the defined reserved names already in place for filament, state, record, component, etc., then it will default to the type hint. That's interesting. I didn't know that. And as you can see, it worked in this case. So node is not a variable name that is defined as injectable. Like, you can see what are the names that are available. Let's see. I know I've seen that somewhere. So yeah, these are you have state, record, column for the component, column in this case for the table, the livewire component, the table itself, and many others. So if your variable name does not fall within those variable names, livewire, record, state, component, etc., then it falls back to type hinting, and it will give you the appropriate instance based on the type hint. I didn't know that. I was today's year old when I learned that. Perfect. Let's note header. There should be a space here. Strip tags is not working as I expected. Makes it more readable. Yeah, I agree. Now I have to figure out how to work around this strip tags. Is there an option to add spaces on new lines? Because it doesn't work. Self-closing tags are ignored and only non-self-closing tags should be used. Yeah, that's not what I was looking for. You could use string replace p with space or new lines with a space and comma. Yeah. I know it's a hint, like there will be edge case scenarios where the doctor just uses a big font for the description and may screw up the table. The one thing that I want to experiment with is showing the HTML content. in the row. str word. Let me try this. Doesn't look that bad. I guess that's a problem. Then again, the idea of the notes is that you can have a bird's eye view of, yeah, again, it's not perfect. And yeah, we could work around and probably will work around the words and the spacing and the new lines. But I think that's a subject for another day, maybe. At least we have a relation manager. We learned about the polymorphic models. Yeah, you're right. We learned about polymorphic models, relation managers. They work hand in hand. And we have a relation manager on the form, and it looks good. There are improvements to be made, of course, as always, but I do like it. I like how it's looking. I like the functionality, and I don't like that I've been every time I save, I go back to the list. Did you see that? Ooh, what is this? What happened there? I don't know. So I think I'm gonna leave it like that for now, and we can come back to it later and maybe polish a little bit more. But in terms of functionality and teaching new things and learning about relation managers and also polymorphic relationships that I didn't know about, I think that's mission accomplished. Again, this is not supposed to be a commercially available product, and it's just a teaching example. And you can always go into the code, and if you want to expand on it and then share that with the rest of the community, feel free to do so. I'm always open to new things, always open to suggestions on how to do things differently. So if you want to port the code from GitHub, add new things to it, and then share them on the Discord server, please do. That would be most desirable. But for now, I think I'm gonna leave it as it is. So we can mark this as done. And new table, done. Relation manager, done. Polymorph relations, done. So I think we've been streaming for, what is it? 2 hours, 26 minutes. We can probably just leave it there for now. And next week, we are going to add a couple more things to the resources, adding filters. We are going to learn about filters, and then rework some of the code for the tabs so that we can finally move on to the owners panel, which I'm still deciding if I'm going to do it in Filament or maybe try and create a new example or a new client front-facing project, maybe in Breeze, something that I can teach you how to use Filament in other type of projects, like tool stack projects, like Breeze. Could be a nice teachable example. I'm still not decided about that. I'm going to do some research first, see if it makes sense. But I'll let you know. But for now, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.